Okay, story time. This is how I embraced my multi-passionate nature, created the job of my dream, and found my dream home, cutting my rent in half. It's called human design. And first of all, human design is a system that tells you how to use your energy, how to align with your intuition, and how to make decisions that are in alignment with your highest potential. It's like a shortcut to quantum leaping. And it's not like other personality assessments or even astrology or things like tarot or the Akashic records where it tells you about your future or about your personality. It tells you how to make decisions. And because of that, it's meant to be used. It's meant to be followed and lived. So I'm a manifesting generator and my authority is sacral. So I know I have to make decisions from a place of like, what feels exciting? What lights me up right now? Even if it doesn't make sense to my mind. The mind is never meant to make decisions. That's where we lead ourselves astray and get lost. But when we follow our body and when we follow our authority, which is our body's guidance system, that's how we know if we're making correct decisions. And when I tell you guys, I've had so many jobs throughout my life. I changed my major 3 or 4 times. I had 2 to 3 jobs while I was in college, just doing different things and pursuing different things and trying different things out, which is also a part of my personality. In human design, it's called your profile. And I would go into things when they excited me, and then I would get bored super easily, usually like 3 to 6 months, and then be like, okay, it's time for something else. And I would switch jobs. I ended up dropping out of college. I talk more about that in the comment section of this video. There's a video reply in the comment section where I give my story of my college experience. But basically how I created my dream job was just following my excitement. Literally, I had no intentions of starting a business in this field that I'm in now. It is just all what kind of happened through following my excitement. So during the pandemic, right before the pandemic, I had a job where I was making salary working crystal gem shows. That's what excited me, learning about crystals and working with them at gem shows. Then the pandemic happened, everything shut down, we couldn't travel, we couldn't really leave our house even. And so I no longer had a job. And I was staying with a family friend who basically told me I had less than a week to move. So I had no money, no job, and nowhere to move to. But again, I followed my excitement. I wanted to live in Boulder, and I followed that and ended up finding a place. And thankfully, somehow miraculously, I've qualified for unemployment. During that time, I was really excited about learning tarot. So I bought my first tarot deck and started doing readings for everyone. All of my friends, I would just film myself doing a reading for them and send it to them. That was what excited me at the time. I would also show up on Instagram Live and do readings for my very small number of followers. Like hardly anyone ever was watching live, but I just loved doing it. So I would show up and do a daily tarot reading on my Instagram just because it was fun and it was something I loved to do every day. From both of those things, I started getting client referrals to do tarot readings that were paid. And then I started getting paid reading requests from my followers as well. So all of that compounded to me doing paid tarot readings. Then people started to ask me to do astrology because they knew I was into it, and I knew at the time more than a lot of my friends did about astrology. So I was asked to do chart readings. That just compounded. One thing led to another. I kept getting referrals from friends and from followers, and I built a website, and the rest is kind of history. That was back in the summer of 2020. So literally just following my authority in human design and what excited me at the time led me to create my own dream job and make a business out of what I loved to do. And that is only a glimpse of the power and magic that lies in store for you when you follow your authority as well. Now, how did I find a place, my dream place that cut my rent in half? It's a similar story. I was looking for a place to move to because I was in a housing situation that just felt really toxic and didn't align with me. And it felt constricting, right? It felt like, I don't feel expansive here, which is what I'm meant to feel as a manifesting generator. And so I was looking for places to move, and I kept looking at places and reaching out to people, and none of them felt good. None of them felt right. None of them felt exciting until literally one day, 3 days before I was supposed to move out of that house, someone reached out to me, and I saw the place that day and I knew immediately this was where I was supposed to be. And because I didn't act on those other places out of fear or scarcity of like, well, I have 3 days, I have less than a week, how am I going to find somewhere to move to? Like, because I waited for the feeling of excitement and expansion and what felt good, I found what I wanted, and in divine, perfect timing. Do you follow your human design authority? If you don't know it or how to follow it, look up your chart through the link in my profile. I also have a free guide that walks you through how to use it and how to align with your life purpose using your astrology chart as well. So there are tools out there to help you if you want to understand more, but start with the basics. Start with following your authority and really making decisions from that place of whatever your authority is, and not making decisions from the mind.